All right, hey everyone. In this video, we're going to dig into the client side of the Critter mobile app. You'll notice off the bat that it has a very similar look and structure to the professional side of Critter, but with different content and functionality. We designed it to be modern, easy to pick up, fun, and most of all, useful to your pet owner clients beyond just how they interact with you in the app. This video is designed to give a high-level overview of the different areas that your customers will see and use, and share how that information reaches you. So let's dig in. First, let's start with the screen we're on. The Pet Owner app is designed around their pet's timeline as a home base. As I scroll here, you'll see that the timeline is filled with all sorts of different care activities, which are added by both the client in their own day-to-day lives and by you as a professional they hire. The timeline is where your client will see any booked services show up, as well as any notes, photos, and videos that you might add to a service report. As a professional, you have direct access to the pet's timeline and can not only manage bookings such as a daily walk, a pet sitting, or a grooming appointment, for example, but also any other activities included in the service, such as a feeding or a medication. The timeline is the primary way to track and manage any care activities for a pet, but it's not the only area of the app for a pet owner. Along the bottom, you'll see several different tabs. Let's tap on each and take a look at how they're used. Next up, we'll tap into the care plan, which is a key component of a client's communication with you. This is designed as an essential part of the onboarding process, where the client can share various details about the pet's care requirements, as well as specific instructions that you might need to be aware of as someone responsible for the pet's care. Each section represents a distinct area of care, so you can see the client can provide information about things like a walk schedule, for example, under the exercise and play, or any medical conditions, medication schedules, or, for instance, allergies under the health section. We've designed this to cover a wide variety of topics that you might be interested in and are constantly adding to the care plan in order to provide a holistic view into the pet's health. But it's worth noting that it's not just about things like health, walks, medications, and feeding. It's also designed to capture behavioral history and any considerations that you might have that are important to understand in providing care for this pet. So it's worth noting that while it's designed as a proactive way to encourage clients to share key information, you as a professional can also add information and maintain it over time. So it becomes a true two-way communication mode as you have direct access to a pet's care plan at all times. As we move to the next tab along the bottom, we'll see circles. The pet's care circle is how a owner manages access to the pet, both in terms of you as the professional delivering service for this pet, but also personal connections such as spouses or partners, kids, friends, and other family members who might care for the pet at any given time and who are also able to share care and benefit from things like the care plan within the Critter app. This also serves as a pet's profile within the app where basic information about the pet is managed, updated, and stored over time. We can see that there's general information, health information such as medications, conditions, allergies, and anything like weight tracking, as well as a log of the different foods that the pet is currently on, as well as treats, for example. Next up, we'll go to the Professionals tab along the bottom, and here your client will see any professional they've hired that uses Critter. If we tap into one of the professionals, we'll see that business's customer-facing profile. This is where you as a professional are able to communicate information about your business. So let's take a look at the different sections. Up top, this is all customizable by you. You can provide a logo, a banner image, your name of the business, as well as a tagline, and an About Us section where you can describe the services you offer and tell them a little bit about yourself. The next section, services, is designed as sort of a menu. I can tap on one of these and it'll open up tell me a little bit about the service. We are making price available for you to show or not show. But this is generally designed to be your menu of services that a client is able to book. You can tell them what zip codes are served, the payment methods that you accept, the current hours that you support, as well as any holidays. And then the last section down here is policy documents. So here is where you'd be able to share things like contracts, cancellation policies, camera policies, any really policy or agreement that a client needs to sign and acknowledge, and you can maintain it over time. This is also the area where your client will be able to serve as your base of communication. So they can message you in the app, they can call you if you provide a phone number, send you an email, or visit your website or social media if you provide those links on your end. This is also where a client will manage their onboarding process, go through the steps and ensure that they meet your needs, as well as the soon forthcoming request a book feature. This is where they would go to request a new booking with you. All right, so that's the business facing profile. And finally, we'll tap into the menu section of the app. And there's a few different things going on here. A few obvious ones to touch on. Invoices. This is where, as you send an invoice, they will manage them. So I see a bunch of invoices. I'm able to tap into one, see which business this is from, any notes added from a memo, the different services that this is attached to. And then I could choose to pay this invoice. And I'm not going to go through this, but you could see if you have in-app payments set up, this is through Stripe, it'll come up, they can pay, and you will receive that payment in your Stripe account. So that's how invoicing works from a customer perspective, pretty straightforward. I can also do things like add documents. So this is where I could add a vaccine record to share with you, or I could share any instructions or vet records or things that might be useful, for me as a pet owner track, but also for you to have insight into. I can also manage things like contacts. So this is where my emergency contact section would appear, but I could also provide information for my vet, my groomer, the emergency vet that we typically care, or really anything that you might need to know as a person caring for my pet. And the last thing I'll tap into is just the supply section. So this is where I would say, hey, here's the leash I use, here are her bowls, here's the any equipment that I would want you to be aware of. And this all gets logged in a way that you can see and access, so you always know what materials should be present. So with that, we have provided a brief overview of the pet owner experience in Critter. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to Jordy at critter.pet. That's JORDY at critter.pet. And I'd be happy to answer any questions. We are building out a series of videos now. We will spend time in different videos going deeper on individual topics and processes within the app. But hopefully this provided some good insight into the high-level experience of the pet owner in Critter. Thank you for taking time to learn about the Critter platform, and let us know how we can be of